So you began making films around age 12 after deeply moved by a horror movie, and by 14 you had filmed your short horror projects with friends. So how did those early experiments shape your storytelling instinct and prepare you for directing feature-length films?
Well, I started making films when I was 12, and I had no budget at all, and it was just like all movies with my friends, and because I didn't know anybody in the cinema industry, and I was just like a kid in south of France, I had to do pretty much everything, and it helped me a lot actually to understand every aspect of making a movie, even if it's a super small. I mean, it's no budget, not even small, and everything homemade. It's actually really helpful to understand what storytelling is and how you compose a shot and what do you want to tell. I mean, I was not really interested in telling stories when I was a teenager. I just wanted to create images, and then I understood that if I wanted people to be interested in what I what images I make, I have to talk about something and I have to tell a story. So it helps me in this way. I hope it answered your questions.
Yeah, it absolutely does. So you became the youngest director ever to receive a CNC advance on receipt. So how did getting that support so early impact your confidence and pursue cinema independently?
Uh, I was really lucky. Yeah, I was 18 and I presented my first professional movie to a producer, and she accepted to produce it, and we've been to the we sent the script to the CNC, and yeah, we got the help, and it allowed me to make my film. So I can't be more grateful. And I don't. I mean, it gave me confidence in a way that it just like it allowed me to make a movie in a professional way, and it changed everything for me because I was just filming my friends with no money for like 5 years, from being 12 to being 18, and now I was able to pay people. I was able to have professional actors and actresses, and it was my first feature film, professional feature film, and I mean, I think I got it because I was 18 in a way too. I mean, like they probably like the script and stuff, but when we arrived, because there is a role audition, like you gotta pass a presence test, and when they saw me arrive, I looked like a teenager, and I think it helped me because they were super surprised. And yeah, it I s- I mean, I hope my script was good, but I think I had the advantage of looking different from other French directors who are like usually 40 years old or 50 years old, you know. So, but yeah, it gave me a lot of confidence in a way that I was ready to make my film. I was super nervous and stressed, but I made it anyway, and I really enjoyed it.
So your early feature, Hostile and Therapy, were bold horror experiments, and then Paper Flags brought you into social drama territory. How did your storytelling evolve across these projects, and how did that journey prepare you for the emotional depth for your later films?
That's a good question. Yeah, it's Therapy and Hostile. That's the movie that I made when I was 14, and they are really, really different from Paper Flags, obviously, because they are all movies. But it's just like I don't know how the transition happened. It's just that I was watching only horror films when I was 12 to 16. So I only wanted to produce when I was what I was watching. So horror movies. And then when I was 16, I discovered like another type of movies, and I discovered drama and author film, art house cinema, and it changed everything for me. And I felt like I didn't want it to scare people anymore. I wanted to make them cry, and that's the transition. Like I feel when I'm writing a movie, I of course I'm choosing a subject, and I want to make it the more personal as it can get. But I also choose an emotion that I want to convey to the viewers, and it was something super scary. And now I'm looking for what's the most emotional in a film, and in a more gentle way, because I mean Paper Flag was not that gentle. It was a bit like pushy, but now I'm trying to to look for more gentle way to convey an emotion, and not to just like impose it to the viewers and let him accept if he wants to cry or not.
So, and how was it working with Naomi in Paper?
Naomi Merlan.
Naomi Martin.
Yeah, she is amazing. I don't know if you saw a lot of film with her, because she's only been in French film, and I don't know how it export. I mean, if a movie exported that well, but she's. Where are you from?
I'm
Again?
from India. India.
Oh yeah,
I've
yeah,
seen
yeah.
Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
Oh, of course, yeah. Well, she's amazing, and the movie is so good. But yeah, it was amazing to work with her. She's such a great actress, and she's super intelligent, and she has this face that conveys so many things, and this particular, like she has such particular eyes in the best way possible. And I don't know, she's just she's an amazing actress, and she's an amazing human being. She's so nice, and she listens so much, and she proposed so many things on set, and I really want to work with her again. And we almost did for my last movie, but it couldn't happen. But she's just like one of the most amazing French actresses of our generation.
So let's talk about Out of Love. So,
We,
what inspired the story of Out of Love? Like, did it start with an image or something like themes or anything from your life?
uh, so it's different things. I've been to a theater festival when I was 19, and I saw a play about, I don't know how to say it in English though, like voluntary missing, like people that disappear in a voluntary way, like they choose to disappear. In France, it's called disparition volontaire. And I thought it was fascinating and super scary. And I don't know, I was just like upset that it was possible. And at the same time, I was fascinated. And then I was not upset anymore a few years later, but I was still thinking about it. And I just, I don't know, I really wanted to talk about it. It was something that stayed on my mind for 5 years. And it was, yeah, and I wanted to talk about family, of course, and about with Toni en Famille, the film before Out of Love. It was a film about motherhood and how it is to raise 5 children on your own. And now it's a movie about a woman who doesn't want kids, but her sister goes away and just leaves her kids to her, and now she has 2 kids, and but she doesn't want them. And why would she want that? And it's just about, yeah, it's a ghost story too, because it's about this person that's missing, and you don't know why, and you don't know where she is, and you're just wondering if she's gonna come back. And everyone in the whole film is just talking and thinking about her. And and yeah, I wanted to do a film about absence, and about what's missing in a family, and how you can still manage to make it work with these missing pieces. Piece. I don't know if it's clear, but that was a project.
Okay, okay. So, like, what was the shooting process like? Any difficulties you faced, and how did you overcome those difficulties?
Oh, okay, okay. The shooting process was pretty intense, because we worked with kids, small kids. They were like 6 and 9. I mean, he was 11, but he was 9. He's on in the film. So it was everything around them. Everybody, the whole production team, the whole technical team, and all the actors and actresses had to be and act around those kids to be sure they were okay, of course, first. But then, yeah, we had like only 3 hours a day to shoot giant scenes, because they can only work for 3 hours. So it was a super long shoot for 2 months and a half around those little kids, and it was super intense. Honestly, it was great, and at the same time, it was exhausting, because you have to think about their well-being all the time because they are not supposed to be on a set like they are kids. So you want them to be the most happy that they can, but at the same time you want them to be in the story, which is one of the saddest stories I can ever be in. Like they lost their mom. So it's like you have to make sure they are happy when the camera is not rolling, and then you have to make sure they look the saddest possible when the camera is rolling. So it's really schizophrenic in a way. And but I was lucky. I had an amazing team. The technical team was really great, and we all wanted to make the same film, and I wanted to be involved in every process of the film, and the costume was super important this time. Were super important this time. Like I think for this film, I more thing matter for me than my previous work because I understood how you compose an image like in an entire way. It's not just about where you put the actors and what they do. It's about what they wear, what color it's behind them, and what color is on their face, and what color is it. Everything matters when you compose a frame, and I understood it a bit too late because only with this film, but at least I understood it.
Great. So like making film is very difficult, like as you said. But how did you get the producer for the film, like the money thing?
It was the same producer as Toni and Famille, my previous film. And actually, thanks to Tony, I was lucky that the film did well in France and a good critical reception. So critic reception, I don't know how to say, but so it was not that difficult to find the money for this one, even if it was a bit more expensive because of the kids and because we had to shoot longer for a long time. But but actually, I don't know, people liked the script and we had the same partners as the previous films, so it worked pretty well. For Tony, it was long. Between Paper Flags and Tony, it took me 4 years to make another film, and it was pretty long, and I struggled a lot, and I worked like three different movies. But for this one, I was just so focused and so like I was sure that I wanted to make this film, and it was nothing else. And maybe it was more clear, like when you're financing a movie, what they are looking for is a clear project. Like, okay, it's a drama. For Tony, it was a bit difficult because it was a drama and a comedy at the same time, and it's not something you do that much in France. But for this one, it was like art house drama, and it was the proposition was more clear, so it was a bit easier to find the money. But yeah, making a film. I mean, I'm super lucky, and I have a I don't know how to say it in English, but I'm super lucky that I'm able to make movie. I know that, and I know how difficult it is to make film, and how most of people wait like 20 years to make a film done. So I feel I feel lucky.
Okay, great. But you started like when you were 12. Like
Wait,
12 to
yeah,
6.
yeah. So yeah, in a way, it's been 12 years, like 14 years. So
So you're working with Camille Cottin for the second time. So what was it like collaborating with her and all the actors?
she is amazing. And she's a bit like Noemi, I guess. Like in nature, she's just so nice and so empathic, and she cares about others so much that it makes her a great actress because she's always looking, she's always asking questions, she's always demanding for some directions, like, and she listens a lot. And it was really different from Tony. It was, I think the part was closer to her because I wrote it for her and I didn't know her, so I wrote it about what the image she conveyed to me. So, but this time I knew her. She was my friend, so I knew how complex she was and where she could go that nobody knew. So I wanted to bring her there. So it was a really different, and I felt like for her it was way more difficult this time. And the movie is mainly shot in wide shot, so it's not like close to people's faces. So she was, I don't know, it was weird for her. I think like actors are not used that the camera is not that close to them, and I wanted her to be the more natural she can, even if the camera was not that close. So I feel like she felt sometimes like she was not doing anything, but that was what I wanted. I wanted her to do the less, and it was a big process, but it was great. I'm super proud of what she did in the movie, and I think she's amazing. So yeah, and I had Monia Chokri, which is amazing too. Juliette Armanet. Monia is a director, and Juliette is a singer. So I felt super lucky about this too, because I had the point of view. I had like the point of view of Monia, which is a director, and we talked a lot about the film, and Juliette, which is not in the cinema industry at all. So she was super fresh and candid about it. It was super nice. It was super nice to work with all of those actresses and the kids. They were amazing. It was hard, but they were amazing.
Great. So, like, as Out of Love will be shown in Karlovy Vary in the main competition festival. So, like, what are your expectations from the festival, and when the audience will watch the film? Like, how do you like? What do you think they will get away from the film? Like, what do you want they want when they will watch the film? They'll take away from the film.
It looks amazing. I didn't really know about the festival. I mean, I knew about the name and stuff, but I've never been, so I didn't know anything about it. But it looks so cool, and I'm super proud that they selected the film, and we are going with Camille, so it's gonna be really nice. And yeah, I don't know. I hope people will cry. Honestly, I hope they're gonna like it, and I hope it's a particular movie because Camille, the character is a bit cold during the film, so I feel like people can be surprised by what drives her in the movie, but I hope they're gonna like it. I hope they're gonna cry. I hope they're gonna love the kids. I hope they're gonna love the actresses' performances, and I just hope they're gonna like the film. I'm a bit scared because it's scary to show you a film for the first time. I don't know if you've directed something before or not yet, but I feel like you want to direct movies. But it's super scary. You will see. Like I don't know. It feels like everybody can. I mean, and it's what's cool about it. Everybody's gonna have an opinion, but you work for so long. It's been 2 years and a half that I'm working every day on this film, and now people are just gonna see it and be like, "I like it or I don't like it," in a second. So it's a bit intense, but that's the game. That's why we make movies.
So, like, it's going to be shown in cinemas as well in France.
Yeah. It's on the 3rd of December. It's coming out on 3rd of December in France.
Great, great, great! Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, are there like your favorite films and filmmakers that have inspired you? Can you recommend few films in general?
For Out of Love or in general?
No, in general, like your favorite films and filmmakers.
Uh, I love so much, honestly. Edward Young is a director that I really love, and he inspires me a lot. Koreda, also, it's I just love him so much, and I love every of his movies, and it's just amazing. Joachim Trier too. I've been watching a lot of his film, and I'm just talking about contemporary directors because I feel like it's nice to talk about people that are still alive for other people to discover their film. Even if, of course, I love a lot of movies from the past and all the classic, but I feel like they don't need to be talked about because everybody knows them, you know. So, so yeah, I love. I don't know. I love some Céline Sciamma. She's an amazing French director. She's so good. And Kenneth Lonergan that did Manchester by the Sea. It's one of my favorite films, and I love Margaret too that he did before. I feel like you know all of them too because you. I feel like you're watching a lot of movies. So yeah, I love Kurosawa too. He's an amazing director. The old one and the recent one, like the one who's still alive and the one who did movies in the past. Both of them, they're just so good. Yeah, that's pretty much the people that I. What's yours? What's your favorite director?
Like mine is also Korea. Like my
Oh
favorite
yeah,
film. Yeah, Nobody Knows and Afterlife is my favorite film. Like these both.
yeah, me too, me too. Well, I hope you're gonna like my film because it's really inspired by Nobody Knows. I wanted to make like a Nobody Knows sequel in a way. I wanted to make film about kids being abandoned and how it is to evolve as a kid without a functional family. So yeah, I love Nobody Knows. It's such an amazing film, and it's so sad at the end. Like,
So my last question, if somebody wants to become a filmmaker, like what advice would you give them from your journey?
uh, I just make movies. I mean, I don't know. It feels like it felt easier for me because I was a teenager and I had the chance that I had a roof. I was living at my parents' house and they were making me food, so I didn't. I mean, I was at school, so I didn't have to worry about everyday struggle, and that's what allows me to make movies with my friends because I didn't have to work because I was 12, so I didn't have to work to to have money and to live. So that's what helps me. So I think, in a way, my advice is a bit difficult because my advice would be just make film with your friends if you can. Like if you have time, if you have the money, or not even because my film didn't cost anything. But if you just have a camera and friends, just make films and make films because you're gonna learn so much making movies. Like and the sooner you start, the better it is. But I know that not everybody can do it because sometimes you're like 30 years old and you have to pay your rent and you don't have time to make movies with your friends anymore. So I guess it works when you have that privilege and when you're a teenager. So yeah, but that's the only advice I can think about. Like, just make films if you can make movies, because that's the that's the best call. That's how you can learn to make films.